Welcome to the Taken Hour. We invite you to subscribe and join us on our journey. Now, find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and allow your body to grow heavy. In a quiet room, bathed in the soft glow of a distant city, a musician sits alone. An instrument rests in their lap, silent. For nights, the music has been absent, a quiet ache in a silent space. The only sound is the slow, steady rhythm of your own breath. In and out. A deep calm begins to settle, a gentle weight on your eyelids. Let go of the day. But tonight, something is different. Beneath the quiet hum of the house, another sound begins to surface. It is not a melody, but a tone, a single deep vibration that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It resonates not in the ears, but in the chest, a gentle thrumming that matches the slow beat of a resting heart. The musician lifts their head, listening. It is a sound older than music, deeper than silence. It feels like a memory, a call from a far-off, forgotten place. And it is growing, just slightly, warmer. Drawn by this impossible sound, the musician moves to the window. The world outside is still, asleep under a blanket of stars. But one star seems to be growing brighter. A soft, pulsating light, descending slowly, silently. There is no fear, only a profound sense of curiosity, a gentle pull. The light is not harsh or alarming. It is the color of twilight, a soothing blend of lavender and soft blue. It drifts downward like a single heavy snowflake, promising peace, promising rest. Your breathing remains slow and deep as you watch it fall. The light settles in a nearby open field, resolving into a definite shape. It is a craft, but not of any known design. It is smooth, seamless, like a river stone polished by eons of cosmic currents. It gives off no heat, makes no sound, save for that deep, resonant hum that now fills the air completely. The craft's surface shimmers with a faint internal luminescence, its colors shifting slowly through deep blues and purples. It rests on the grass as if it has always been there, a quiet, patient visitor in the night. A feeling of invitation radiates from the silent vessel. The musician feels a gentle, undeniable urge to go closer. They open the door and step out into the cool night air. The grass is soft beneath their feet. Each step feels light, effortless, as if the very ground is helping them along. The hum is stronger here, a warm vibration that seems to soothe every muscle, to quiet every thought. There is only the slow rhythm of walking, the soft glow ahead, and the deep, comforting drone of the cosmos calling them home. As they approach, a section of the craft's surface dissolves into a ramp of soft, solid light. It extends down to the ground without a sound, a gentle pathway of glowing particles. The hum seems to emanate directly from this light, a tangible frequency of welcome. The air around it is warm, still, and charged with a sleepy energy. The musician pauses at the base of the ramp, feeling the vibration travel up from the soles of their feet, a calming wave that travels through their entire body. It is an invitation to rest, to let go. Hesitation fades, replaced by a feeling of profound peace. The musician places a foot upon the ramp. It is solid, yet soft, like walking on warm, compressed light. With each step upward, the hum grows, wrapping around them like a heavy, warm blanket. They enter the craft. The interior is a universe in itself, a vast, dark space where tiny motes of light drift like stars in a private galaxy. There are no controls, no screens, only the deep, silent void and the all-encompassing, sleep-inducing vibration. A space for quiet contemplation. From the gentle darkness, forms begin to coalesce. They are not solid beings, but shimmering patterns of light and sound. They look like living sound waves, their shapes shifting and flowing with the deep hum that fills the space. They have no faces, no limbs, yet they radiate a sense of immense calm and ancient wisdom. They drift slowly toward the musician, their light pulsing in time with the deep, universal rhythm. They are beings of pure resonance, of harmony. They are the symphony made visible, and they are beautiful. The beings communicate without words. Tones and frequencies wash over the musician's mind, conveying a clear and simple message. Listen with us. They are offering a chance to hear the universe as they do, not as a collection of separate sounds, but as a single, perfect chord. The silent symphony. It is the music of spinning planets, of burning stars, of drifting nebulae. It is the sound of existence itself, a lullaby billions of years old. And in their presence, all anxiety melts away, replaced by a feeling of belonging. As the invitation settles in the musician's soul, the ramp of light retracts. The craft lifts from the ground with impossible silence. Through a transparent wall, the musician watches their small house, the quiet field, and the sleeping town grow smaller and smaller below. They are rising, floating away from the world of sharp sounds and discordant notes, ascending into the pure, deep hum of the cosmos. A journey into sound has begun, a journey into deep, peaceful sleep. Your body feels heavy, your mind feels calm as you float away. The transition from atmosphere to the vacuum of space is not a sudden jolt, but a gradual release, a slow and gentle exhalation. The musician, enveloped in the craft's warm, resonant core, feels the last vestiges of Earth's gravity gently letting go. It is a feeling of profound lightness, as if a weight they never knew they were carrying has been lifted. The deep hum that had been a single steady note begins to differentiate, separating into countless layers of vibration. It is like moving from a single instrument to an entire orchestra warming up, each tone distinct, yet part of a larger, unspoken harmony. Below, the blue and white marble of home shrinks, its noisy continents and churning oceans fading into a silent, peaceful sphere. The familiar world becomes a single, soft note in a symphony that is growing ever larger. The shimmering sound beings drift nearby, their forms pulsing with a slow, reassuring rhythm. They do not offer instructions, only their serene presence, a silent confirmation that this journey is safe, that this ascent is a kind of homecoming. The musician closes their eyes, not from fear, but from a deep, instinctual need to listen more closely. The mind, once cluttered with anxious thoughts and fragmented melodies, begins to clear. The constant, low-frequency hum of the craft acts as a balm, smoothing the rough edges of consciousness. Each breath in syncs with a deep, cosmic bass note. Each breath out releases a quiet tension. They are adrift now, a passenger on a vessel of pure sound, floating into the silent, starlit sea of the universe. And a profound sense of peace begins its slow, heavy descent, guiding them toward the edge of a deep and restful sleep. The beings of sound guide the musician's awareness outward, past the silver glow of the moon, and into the grand, slow dance of the solar system. They teach not with words, but by gently attuning the musician's senses to the first layer of the celestial symphony. It begins with the sun, a foundational drone that underpins everything. Not the roar of fire, but the deep, unwavering hum of 1 trillion tons of fusing hydrogen, a sound of immense gravity and eternal warmth. It is a vibration felt deep in the bones, a steady, life-giving pulse that is both powerful and profoundly calming. Then other notes join in. The slow, ponderous bass of Jupiter, a sound so low it is almost imperceptible, a feeling of immense, gentle weight. The whisper-thin, crystalline harmonics of Saturn's rings, a shimmering, delicate chord that hangs in the darkness. The musician feels the slow orbital waltz of the planets as a rhythmic, gravitational pull. Each world has its own signature, its own quiet voice in the choir. There is no chaos, no collision, only a perfect mathematical harmony that has played out for eons. The craft drifts through these invisible waves of sound, and the musician feels their own small anxieties dissolving into the sheer scale of this cosmic clockwork. The worries of a single life, a single song, seems so small compared to this ancient, magnificent music. The slow, steady rhythm of the planets encourages a deeper, more regular pattern of breathing. In and out, in time with the silent turning of worlds, sinking deeper into a state of tranquil observation, floating on the edge of sleep. Leaving the familiar orbits of their home system behind, the craft glides into interstellar space, into the breathtaking nurseries of the galaxy. The beings guide the musician toward a vast, luminous cloud of dust and gas, a nebula. From a distance, it is a silent, beautiful stain against the blackness, but as they draw closer, a new soundscape unfolds. This is not the deep gravitational hum of planets, but a soft, shimmering chorus, a celestial whisper on a galactic scale. It is the sound of creation itself. The faint, high-frequency fizz of hydrogen atoms coalescing, the gentle, sweeping tones of stellar winds sculpting clouds of cosmic dust. It is the collective sigh of 1,000,000 nascent stars taking their first breath. The craft moves through filaments of glowing pink and ethereal blue gas, and the music shifts with the changing colors. The musician feels as if they are floating through the heart of a song, where every particle of light and dust contributes to the melody. The sound beings pulse gently, showing how these clouds of creation are places of immense peace, where the universe is slowly, patiently building something new. There is no rush, no urgency, only the slow, inevitable drift of matter into light. The musician feels this creative, calm energy seeping into them, soothing the part of them that felt hurried and empty. Here, in the cradle of stars, there is only infinite time and the gentle, humming process of becoming. Their body feels weightless, their mind feels open, drifting on these soft, colorful waves of sound, closer and closer to sleep. The sound beings shift the craft's focus, drawing the musician's attention away from the chorus of the nebula and toward a single, brilliant point of light. It is an ancient, massive star, a blue giant that has shone for millions of years. As they approach, its unique voice joins the symphony, a sound of incredible depth and stability. It is a single, pure, powerful tone, a drone that seems to vibrate with the wisdom of ages. It speaks of a long, slow life of immense pressure and brilliant light. The musician can feel the star's colossal gravity, not as a threat, but as a centering force, a point of stability in the vast emptiness. Then the beings shift the focus again, this time to a cluster of younger, hotter, smaller stars. Their collective sound is entirely different, a bright, twinkling chime, like countless tiny bells ringing in the darkness. They are ephemeral, energetic, a stark contrast to the old giant's solemn hum. Through this experience, the musician begins to understand. The universe is not a monotone hum, but an infinitely complex composition. Every star, old or new, large or small, has a voice. Some are deep and resonant, others are high and fleeting. Together, they create a texture, a harmony of age and youth, of power and delicacy. The musician simply floats, listening, letting these stellar tones wash over them. The steady drone of the ancient star makes their limbs feel heavy and secure, while the gentle chimes of the younger stars feel like a soft, twinkling blanket, tucking them into a deep, cosmic rest. After experiencing the voices of stars, the sound beings guide the craft into a region of profound emptiness. They move into the great void between the star systems, a place where the light of the nearest sun is just another pinprick in the infinite tapestry. At first, it seems like true silence, an absence of the music they had been hearing. But the beings encourage the musician to listen deeper, to listen to the space itself. Slowly, a new perception dawns. This is not silence. It is the sound of space itself, the fundamental resonance of the void. It is a sound so deep and so vast that it holds all the other sounds within it. It is the canvas upon which the music of the stars is painted. It is the quiet pause between notes, the breath the universe takes between celestial events. This sound is the ultimate peace. It is the sound of pure potential, of infinite calm. It carries no information, no melody, no rhythm. It simply is. And in its presence, the musician's mind becomes completely still. The last echoes of thought, of worry, of melody fade away, absorbed into this immense and gentle emptiness. The body relaxes completely, every muscle letting go, sinking into the feeling of being held by this profound stillness. The beings of sound shimmer softly, their forms almost dissolving into the darkness, showing that they too are part of this fundamental quiet. It is the ultimate lullaby, the music of nothingness, and it calls the listener down, 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 into the deepest, most restorative sleep imaginable. Your body feels heavy, warm, and completely at rest, floating in the perfect, silent peace of the void. From the peace of the void, the beings expand the musician's perception to a scale that is difficult to comprehend. The craft does not seem to move, but the view outside shifts, accelerates, pulling back until entire galaxies, once vast islands of light, become small, shimmering motes. They are looking at a supercluster, a cosmic filament where thousands of galaxies are bound together by an invisible gravitational tide. And here, the symphony reaches a new level of grandeur. It is the collective hum of 100 trillion stars, the blended chorus of billions of nebulas, the overlapping gravitational waves of countless black holes. It is no longer a sound that can be broken down into individual notes. It is a texture, a presence, a force that permeates everything. The musician feels it as a gentle, constant pressure, a sense of being part of something immeasurably vast and interconnected. The beings communicate that this is the sound of community on a cosmic scale. No galaxy is truly alone. All are drifting together in a slow, celestial river. The feeling is overwhelming, yet incredibly comforting. To be so small, a tiny speck of consciousness within a single being, on a tiny planet, in a minor solar system, yet to be part of this magnificent, interconnected structure is a profound release. The ego dissolves. The sense of lonely struggle vanishes, replaced by a feeling of belonging to the grand cosmic whole. The musician feels their body relax even further, their breath sinking with the slow, majestic rhythm of the galactic tide, drifting into a sleep protected by the gentle hum of 1,000 galaxies moving as one. Within the grand hum of the supercluster, the beings attune the musician's hearing to a specific, curious rhythm. It is a sound unlike the others. Not a steady drone or a shimmering chorus, but a perfectly regular, hypnotic pulse. A beat. Thump, thump, thump. It cuts through the cosmic noise with incredible precision. They are approaching a pulsar, the rapidly spinning remnant of a massive star. But the beings present it not as a violent, energetic object, but as the universe's metronome, a celestial timekeeper. The pulses of light and energy it emits are translated into this steady, calming beat. The sound is clean, pure, and deeply hypnotic. The musician feels the rhythm resonating within their own body. Their heart rate seems to unconsciously slow, aligning with the pulsar's steady pulse. Their breathing deepens, falling into the same perfect cadence. Inhale on the beat, exhale on the beat. The sound is a powerful anchor for the mind, a focal point that effortlessly pushes away distracting thoughts. There is only the beat, the steady rhythm of the cosmos. The sound beings pulse in perfect time with it, their shimmering forms brightening and dimming with each cosmic thump. They are showing the musician how even the most powerful and seemingly chaotic objects in the universe contribute to a deeper order, a fundamental rhythm. This beat is a promise of stability, of consistency. It is a rhythm to hold on to as you drift deeper, a steady celestial heartbeat lulling you into a profoundly deep and rhythmic state of rest, a sleep as steady and peaceful as the ancient pulse of a distant star. The journey continues, and the beings of sound turn the musician's awareness inward. They have heard the music of the spheres. Now they will feel it. The beings create a resonance within the craft that mirrors the harmonies the musician has just witnessed. The deep drone of an old star, the shimmering waves of a nebula, the steady beat of the pulsar. These vibrations gently permeate the musician's body, a form of sonic massage for the soul. They feel the deep bass notes traveling up their legs, making them feel heavy, grounded, and secure. The vibrations seem to seek out and dissolve pockets of tension they never knew they held, in their shoulders, in their neck, in their jaw. A gentle warmth spreads through their limbs, a feeling of deep physical peace. The shimmering higher frequencies of the nebula sounds wash over their mind. They feel these gentle waves clearing away the mental clutter, the persistent loops of worry, the frustrating silence of their creative block. The block itself is revealed for what it was, a kind of internal dissonance, a noise that prevented them from hearing their own music. Now, the overwhelming harmony of the universe is smoothing out that dissonance, tuning their consciousness back to a state of peace and clarity. The pulsar's beat remains a steady, comforting presence, a reminder of the rhythm of their own peaceful heart. This is more than just listening. It is a healing, an alignment. The silent symphony of the universe is not just an external phenomenon. It is a restorative force, and the musician is allowing it to wash through them, to quiet their mind, to relax their body, and to carry them effortlessly into the healing stillness of deep sleep. The craft now moves into a different kind of space. The visible stars and galaxies seem to recede, as if they are floating on the banks of a great, invisible river. The beings communicate that they are now traveling through a current of dark matter. There is nothing to see, yet the musician can feel its immense presence. The sound here is the deepest one yet, a sub-bass frequency that is below the threshold of hearing, felt only as a profound, heavy vibration. It is the sound of pure gravity, the silent, invisible force that sculpts the universe. It is a grounding energy, immensely powerful, yet gentle. It is the anchor that keeps the galaxies from flying apart, the hidden foundation of the cosmos. As the craft drifts along this invisible current, the musician feels a corresponding weight in their own body. It is not an unpleasant heaviness, but a comforting, secure one. It is the feeling of being held firmly and safely by the bed, the feeling of sinking completely into the mattress. All restlessness ceases. The urge to move, to fidget, to adjust simply melts away. There is only the feeling of sinking, of letting go, of being supported by this immense, silent force. The deep, heavy vibration is profoundly hypnotic, pulling their consciousness down, away from the surface of awareness, into the deeper layers of sleep. The journey through this invisible river is a journey into the subconscious, into the quietest, most still parts of the mind. Your limbs are heavy, your body is still, sinking deeper and deeper into a peaceful, motionless rest, carried along on a silent cosmic tide. Having been a passive listener, the musician now feels a subtle shift. The sound beings are extending a new invitation, not just to listen, but to participate. They project a sense of a mental canvas, a space within the musician's own mind where the cosmic sounds can be arranged. Gently, they encourage the musician to focus on a sound, the deep hum of the ancient star, for example. As the musician's attention rests on it, the hum becomes more prominent in their awareness. Then, the beings suggest another layer, the crystalline chimes of the young star cluster. The musician imagines weaving this lighter sound over the deep drone. In their mind's ear, a new harmony is born, a simple but beautiful chord created from the music of the spheres. This is not composing in the traditional sense. There is no effort, no struggle. It is a state of peaceful, creative flow, like lucid dreaming. They are simply choosing where to place their awareness, and the symphony responds. They blend the soft sigh of a nebula with the steady pulse of the pulsar, creating a gentle, rhythmic lullaby. The creative block that had plagued them feels like a distant memory from another life. Here, in the heart of the universal orchestra, music is effortless. It is simply a matter of listening and gently guiding. A deep sense of joy and contentment flows through the musician. They are no longer just a visitor. They are a part of the music, a conductor of starlight and gravity. And with this final, peaceful realization, they let go completely, allowing their own consciousness to dissolve into the beautiful, perfect music they are now helping to create, drifting into the most creative and peaceful sleep. In the boundless, silent theater of the cosmos, the musician is no longer an audience member. The barrier between self and symphony has dissolved. Guided by the gentle, shimmering beings, they reach out with their consciousness, not to command, but to connect. They focus on the deep, resonant hum of a distant nebula, feeling its slow, creative pulse. Then they gather the thin, glassy chime of a field of cosmic ice and gently lay it over the top. There is no effort, no strain. It is like mixing colors in water, watching them swirl and combine into something new and beautiful. They are a weaver of harmonies, using threads of starlight and gravity. The struggle to create, the frustration of the empty page, is a forgotten language from a distant world. Here, music is not made, it is discovered. It is the natural state of being. The musician feels their own identity becoming fluid, a temporary collection of thoughts and feelings that is now free to merge with the grander composition. This act of creation is also an act of release, a final letting go of the need to control. Their body, a distant anchor, feels profoundly relaxed, every cell vibrating in harmony with the song they are weaving. It is a state of perfect flow, a deep and meditative trance, where the creator and the creation are one, drifting on a current of pure sound toward an even deeper state of rest. The sound beings now guide the musician to a new understanding. They focus their attention on a single, ancient beam of light that has traveled for 1 billion years to reach this point in space. They attune the musician's senses to perceive the information stored within it. It is a form of cosmic memory. As the light washes over them, it carries not just photons, but an echo of its source. The musician hears the cataclysmic, beautiful roar of the star's birth, a sound that has long since faded in its own time, but is preserved perfectly in the light it cast out. They hear the star's long, stable middle age as a steady, peaceful drone. They even hear the faint, sad whisper of its eventual collapse. It is a complete story, a song with a beginning, middle, and end, all told in a single, silent beam of light. The beings share a sense of reverence for this process. Every star, every galaxy sings its story into the void, and the light is the messenger. The universe is a library of these silent songs flowing through space for eternity. The musician feels a profound sense of connection to this immense history. Their own small lifespan feels less like a fleeting moment and more like a single, precious note in this eternal, recorded symphony. This realization brings a deep, historical peace, a sense of being part of a story that will never truly end, as they relax into the timeline of the cosmos, sinking into a timeless sleep. The journey now takes them toward a place of ultimate stillness. In the distance, a region of space is perfectly black, a hole in the tapestry of stars. It is a supermassive black hole, but the beings of sound present it not as a thing of terror, but as the universe's great silence. As they approach, the symphony begins to change. The myriad sounds of stars and galaxies start to fade, drawn into this point of finality. The music does not end in a crash, but in a slow, graceful diminuendo. The hum of the cosmos quiets, the chimes fade, the rhythms slow down, all surrendering to this immense, silent presence. The black hole does not have a sound of its own. It is the absence of sound. It is the final, silent chord that resolves all harmonic tension. The musician feels its pull not as a physical force, but as a deep, hypnotic call to rest. It is the embodiment of the sinking feeling that precedes deep sleep. All energy, all light, all sound finds its ultimate peace here. The beings communicate that this is not an end, but a transformation, a return to pure potential. The musician lets go of all remaining awareness, allowing their consciousness to be drawn toward this perfect, silent center. Their body feels impossibly heavy, secure, and still, as if they have reached the very bottom of a deep, calm ocean, the quietest place in the universe, ready for the most profound sleep. As the craft drifts in the peaceful shadow of the great silence, a new feeling begins to surface in the musician's mind. It is a simple, elegant melody. It is the song they had been struggling to write for so long. But now there is no struggle. The notes arrive clear, fully formed, as if they had been waiting there all along. The melody is not complex or grand. It is quiet, humble, and filled with the vast, peaceful spaces they have just witnessed. It contains the deep hum of a star, the gentle rhythm of a pulsar, and the profound silence of the void. It is a song of listening. The musician feels no urgent need to capture it, to write it down, or to perform it. The joy is simply in its presence, in knowing that it exists within them. The creative block was never a lack of music, but an inability to hear the song that was already there. The journey with the sound beings was not about finding a new song, but about clearing away the noise to hear the one that was playing all along. A feeling of deep, quiet satisfaction settles over them. The quest is over. A gentle resolution has been found, not in an external success, but in an internal harmony. With this peaceful knowledge, the last vestiges of tension in their mind and body finally dissolve. The unwritten song becomes their personal lullaby, a soft, internal melody that guides them gently down the path to a deep and truly contented sleep. A subtle shift occurs in the craft's vibration, a change in the fundamental tone of their journey. The view outside begins to move with a new, yet imperceptible purpose. The great cosmic landmarks, the nebula, the superclusters, the silent black hole, begin to recede, like islands shrinking in the wake of a silent ship. The musician understands, without any communication, that they are heading home. The craft has entered a homeward current, a gentle, flowing tide in the fabric of space-time. There is no sensation of speed, no rush of movement. It is simply a state of being carried, of effortless transit. The feeling is akin to floating on a slow, wide river on a warm, lazy day. There is nothing to do but to lie back and trust the current. The musician allows this feeling of passive, supported travel to permeate their entire being. They release the need to guide or control their journey, just as they released the need to force their music. They are being returned. Their body feels completely supported, held by the gentle hum of the craft, which in turn is held by the gentle flow of the cosmos. Every breath is a slow, easy rhythm, in perfect time with the journey. The path home is not a straight line, but a meandering, graceful curve through fields of starlight. A final, slow tour of the silent symphony before the final rest. You are floating. You are held. You are drifting home to the shores of sleep. The character of the cosmic music begins to change. The vast, blended hum of distant galaxies gives way to more distinct, individual notes. A deep, familiar bass note begins to grow in the musician's awareness, the ponderous, gentle voice of Jupiter. Then, the whisper-thin, crystalline chord of Saturn's rings returns, a delicate harmony that feels like a welcome. They are re-entering their home solar system. The planets, which had seemed like abstract concepts on the journey out, now feel like familiar friends. Their gravitational songs a comforting, recognizable melody. The musician listens to this celestial music with a new depth of understanding. They can hear the interplay between the planets, the subtle gravitational dance that keeps them all in their perfect, silent orbits. It is the theme music of their home, a composition of immense scale and perfect stability. The sun's foundational drone is warmer now, a steady, reassuring heartbeat drawing them closer. The sense of homecoming is profound, a feeling of returning to a place of belonging after a long and wondrous journey. It is a peace that comes from returning to the familiar, but seeing it with new eyes, hearing it with new ears. The anxieties of the world they left behind seem distant and insignificant, replaced by an appreciation for the beautiful, silent order of their own cosmic neighborhood. Their body relaxes into this familiar music, sinking deeper into a feeling of safety and security. Ahead, a single point of light grows, resolving into a breathtaking swirl of blue, white, and green Earth. From this vantage point, in the silent cabin of the craft, it is an object of profound beauty and peace. The beings of sound attune the musician's senses one last time, allowing them to hear the planet's unique voice in the symphony. It is the most complex note they have yet encountered. It is the deep, resonant hum of the shifting tectonic plates, the rhythmic, percussive crash of ocean waves on 1,000 shores, the high, whispering sigh of the wind flowing over continents, and a subtle, life-filled vibration that is the collective breath of its forests. It is a sound of immense complexity, of constant change, yet it resolves into a single, beautiful, stable chord. The musician hears none of the noise they associated with their world. No traffic, no discord, no shouting. From here, there is only the planet's deep, natural music. They feel an overwhelming sense of love and connection to this beautiful, noisy, vibrant world. It is their instrument, their home. The journey through the cosmos was not an escape, but a way to learn how to listen to the music of their own world properly. The feeling of peace is complete, a perfect circle. They are home, and home is beautiful. Their journey is nearly over, and a deep, restorative sleep awaits them on that blue and white sphere below. The craft begins its final descent. It slips into the upper atmosphere with no sound, no friction, no heat. The transition is as smooth as passing from water into air. Through the transparent walls, the musician watches as the thin, blue line of the atmosphere thickens and envelops them. A new sensation begins to grow, the gentle, persistent pull of gravity. After the weightlessness of space, it is a novel feeling, but it is not a burden. It feels like a warm, heavy blanket being slowly and gently draped over their entire body. With each passing moment, the sensation grows, a comforting pressure that encourages stillness and rest. It is the feeling of sinking into a soft bed, the feeling of being held securely in place. The craft glides through layers of wispy, high-altitude clouds, their edges glowing with the vessel's soft purple light. The deep hum of the cosmos is gradually replaced by the soft, rushing whisper of the air, a sound like a slow, deep exhalation. The musician focuses on the feeling of heaviness, welcoming it. It is the planet's embrace, a physical reminder that they are home. Their limbs feel wonderfully heavy, their eyelids feel heavy, their whole being is sinking, grounding, settling down. Down through the clouds, down through the quiet night sky, down toward the waiting earth, and down toward the deepest layers of sleep. The world outside becomes recognizable. The dark shape of a familiar tree line, the curve of a distant hill, the soft patchwork of the sleeping countryside. The craft slows its descent until it is hovering just a few feet above the ground, its gentle glow casting long, soft shadows on the dewy grass. It settles into the very same field from which the journey began, and it makes no sound. The silence is absolute. For a long moment, everything is still. The musician looks out at the familiar, peaceful world, bathed in the craft's ethereal light. The journey feels both infinitely long and as brief as a single dream. The world is the same, but their perception of it is forever changed. The silence of the field is no longer empty. It is filled with the deep, resonant hum they now know is always there. A section of the craft's wall dissolves once more, forming the soft, glowing ramp that leads down to the grass. The cool, damp air of the pre-dawn morning drifts in, carrying the scent of earth and leaves. It is a gentle, welcoming aroma, the scent of home. The invitation is clear. The journey is over. It is time to step back into their world, to carry the silent symphony within them. Your body is still and heavy, grounded in this deep, peaceful silence, ready for the final step toward rest. The musician takes a slow, steady breath and steps onto the ramp of light. The journey down is as effortless as the journey up. As their feet touch the cool, damp grass, they turn back to the craft. The beings of sound are visible inside, their forms shimmering softly, pulsing with a gentle, silent light. They offer no grand farewell, only a feeling, a wave of immense, peaceful gratitude that washes over the musician's mind. It is a shared understanding, a thank you for listening. Then, with the same impossible silence with which it arrived, the craft begins to dissolve. The solid lines soften, The light intensifies for a moment, and then it simply fades, collapsing into a single point of soft light that shoots silently up into the sky and vanishes among the stars. The musician is alone in the field. The world is quiet. But the silence is different now. It is not empty. Beneath the chirping of the first morning cricket, beneath the rustle of the wind, they can feel it. The deep, resonant hum of the earth, the sky, and the stars. The symphony is not gone. They have simply learned how to hear it. It is inside them now, a constant, calming presence. They turn and walk slowly toward their quiet house, feeling the solid ground beneath their feet, their mind clear, their heart calm, and their body ready for a deep and well-earned sleep, filled with the silent music of the spheres. Stepping back inside their quiet home, the musician closes the door, and the soft click of the latch is the only sharp sound in a world that now feels muted and soft. The room is just as they left it, yet it is entirely transformed. The air itself seems different, thicker with a quiet resonance, as if the walls have absorbed the echoes of deep space. The instrument, which once sat in the corner as a monument to their frustration, now looks like a dear old friend, a silent confidant waiting patiently. There is no urge to pick it up, no pressure to create. The music is already present, a low, steady hum that vibrates in the floorboards, in the glass of the window, in the very marrow of their bones. They move through the familiar space with a slow, deliberate grace, each footstep feeling heavy and grounded. Preparing for bed is a gentle ritual, a slow unwinding of the day, of the journey. The world outside the window is a masterpiece of quiet blues and deep purples, the same colors they witnessed in the heart of a nebula. The musician feels a profound sense of peace, a quiet joy that needs no expression. The symphony is playing, and all they have to do is rest and listen. Their bed looks impossibly soft, a welcoming haven of stillness. As they pull back the cool, smooth sheets, they do so with a sense of finality, the last gentle act before a long and needed rest. Your own bed feels just as welcoming, a safe harbor calling you to let go. As the musician lies down, their head sinking into the soft pillow, the full weight of their body settles into the mattress. It is a comforting, grounding heaviness, a welcome anchor after a journey of weightlessness. They close their eyes, and the darkness behind their eyelids is not empty. It is the soft, deep black of interstellar space, dotted with the faint, lingering light of distant stars. The journey does not replay as a series of sharp memories, but as a cascade of residual feelings. They feel the deep, steady drone of the ancient star in their chest, a vibration that slows their heartbeat. They feel the shimmering, crystalline chimes of the young star cluster in the tingling sensation in their fingers and toes. They feel the immense, silent presence of the black hole as a profound stillness in the very center of their being. The cosmic hum is no longer an external sound. It has become the natural frequency of their own relaxed body. Every cell seems to vibrate with this gentle, universal energy. The boundary between their body and the bed begins to blur. The mattress feels like a cloud of cosmic dust, supporting them, holding them, allowing them to sink deeper and deeper. Their breath is the slow, rhythmic tide of a distant, unseen ocean, pulling them further and further from the shore of wakefulness. They are not falling asleep. They are resonating with the universe, tuning themselves to the frequency of deep, peaceful rest. The slow, gentle descent continues. The musician drifts into that soft, hazy space between wakefulness and dream, a borderland where thoughts lose their edges and reality becomes fluid. In this state, they feel themselves begin to float again. But this time, they are not in a craft made of light. They are simply drifting, weightless, in the vast, quiet universe of their own mind. The darkness is not frightening, it is comforting, a familiar blanket of peace. Faint, ethereal shapes drift by, not galaxies or nebulae, but the soft, hazy forms of half-forgotten memories and gentle emotions, all rendered silent and beautiful by the deep, resonant hum that permeates this inner space. It is a journey inward, an exploration of the quiet landscapes of the self, now cleared of all noise and anxiety. The musician observes these drifting forms with a detached, peaceful curiosity. There is no need to grasp them, to analyze them. They are simply clouds in an inner sky, passing by, leaving behind a deeper sense of clarity and calm. The feeling of movement is slow, languid, like a swimmer in a deep, warm sea. There is no destination, no goal. The journey itself is the rest. Floating, drifting, letting go. Your own mind becomes just as quiet, just as vast, as you allow yourself to drift alongside them into the peaceful universe within. In the heart of this inner cosmos, the melody appears. The song they discovered near the great silence. It is not a sound they hear with their ears, but a current they feel with their entire being. It flows through the dreamscape like a gentle river of liquid light. Its notes, the soft, glowing crests of slow-moving waves. The melody is simple, spacious, and filled with a profound sense of peace. It carries the memory of starlight, the feeling of weightlessness, the wisdom of the void. The musician does not need to play it. They simply float within it, allowing the current of sound to carry them. The notes wash over them, cleansing the last remnants of thought, leaving only pure sensation. It is the music of acceptance, a song that says everything is exactly as it should be. The musician understands that this melody is their own unique resonance, their personal voice in the silent symphony. It was never lost, only unheard. By journeying through the universe, they learned to journey into themselves, and in the deepest, quietest place, they found the music that had been there all along. A feeling of complete, tranquil joy washes over them, a final, peaceful resolution. The melody is their lullaby, and its gentle, flowing current is carrying them inexorably toward the shores of the deepest sleep, a place of perfect harmony and rest. As the musician drifts within the river of their own music, they see shimmering forms coalescing in the gentle light. The beings of sound are here, in the heart of the dream. But they are different now. They are not external guides, but translucent, shimmering reflections of the musician's own form. They pulse with the same light, resonate with the same melody. The musician understands. The beings were never truly separate. They were a manifestation of their own deep inner wisdom, the part of themselves that already knew how to listen. They were the personification of their own intuition, their own creative spirit, calling them home to themselves. Seeing them here as part of their own being is the final piece of the puzzle. There is no separation between the listener and the music, between the traveler and the guide, between the dreamer and the dream. It is all one harmonious whole. The shimmering figures drift closer, merging with the musician's floating form until there is only one being of light, humming with a single, perfect melody. This integration is the ultimate peace, a profound sense of wholeness and belonging. All searching has ceased. All questions have been answered in the silent, musical hum of existence. The journey is complete. And now there is nothing left to do but rest, to dissolve into this perfect, unified state of being, and to sleep a deep, dreamless, and utterly peaceful sleep. The melody softens, the light fades, the dream journey dissolves into pure sensation. All that remains is the deep, steady hum, the fundamental frequency of rest. It is the sound of your own breathing, slow and regular. It is the feeling of your own heart beating, a steady, gentle rhythm in the quiet of the room. The musician, the journey, the stars, they all fade into a single, simple feeling. The feeling of sinking into the mattress, sinking into the darkness, sinking into the deep, quiet well of sleep. Your limbs are heavy, so very heavy. Your arms and legs are weighted with a pleasant, warm leadenness. They have found their final, comfortable position, and there is no need to move. Your body is a still, calm lake on a windless night. Your mind, once a busy sky of racing thoughts, is now clear and vast, a starless void of profound peace. There is nothing to think about, nothing to remember, nothing to do. There is only this moment, this breath, this feeling of letting go. Each exhalation is a release, a small surrender, carrying you a little deeper, down, 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 drifting on the slow, silent current that flows from consciousness to sleep. There is no resistance, no effort. You are simply allowing yourself to be carried to a place of perfect stillness and absolute rest. It is a safe and peaceful journey, a slow and gentle descent into quiet. The hum becomes silence. The darkness becomes stillness. The sense of self, the final anchor of awareness, begins to dissolve. Who is the one who is listening? Who is the one who is sleeping? The questions are meaningless, echoes from a waking world that no longer exists. There is only the state of being, a state of deep, profound rest. Consciousness is no longer a single point of light, but has expanded, diffused, becoming one with the quiet of the room, one with the darkness of the night. You are not in the bed. You are the bed. You are not in the room. You are the room. You are the quiet, the stillness, the peace. All boundaries have faded away. The story is over. The journey is complete. What is left is the destination, a timeless, thoughtless state of pure repose. Your body is breathing on its own. Your heart is beating on its own. All the complex machinery of life is humming along quietly in the background, requiring no effort, no attention. You have given yourself permission to completely let go, to surrender to the natural, healing process of sleep. There is nothing more to hear, nothing more to see. There is only the feeling of deep, untroubled rest, a vast, peaceful emptiness that holds the promise of renewal. You are safe. You are calm. You are asleep. And in the quiet room, the musician sleeps. Their breathing is a slow, steady, silent rhythm, a soft human counterpoint to the grand, silent symphony of the night. The instrument in the corner is still, bathed in the gentle moonlight that streams through the window. The house is a small, sleeping island in a sea of darkness. Outside, the field is empty, the grass jeweled with dew, shimmering under the light of a billion distant stars. The world turns slowly, silently, on its journey around the sun. The moon traces its graceful silver arc across the sky. The entire solar system continues its slow, majestic waltz through the spiral arm of the galaxy. And the galaxy itself drifts in the great, silent river of the cosmos, part of a supercluster that hums with the light of 1 trillion other suns. Everything is in its right place. Everything is moving in a state of perfect, unthinking harmony. And in a quiet room on a small blue planet, a single consciousness has found its own harmony, its own place in the grand design. By letting go, by listening, they have become a sleeping, silent note in the music of the spheres. And the universe, in its infinite, gentle wisdom, holds them safely as they rest, cradling them in the deep, resonant peace of the silent symphony, until a new day comes. The silent symphony never ends. It is always playing, just beneath the threshold of hearing, just beyond the reach of a busy mind. It is the deep, patient hum of the earth beneath your feet. It is the vast, open silence of the sky above your head. It is the steady, reliable rhythm of your own breath, the gentle percussion of your own heart. It is the space between thoughts, the quiet pause between words, the stillness that holds every sound. You do not need a special craft to hear it. You do not need to journey to the stars. You only need to be still. You only need to listen. It is here with you now, a constant, comforting presence, a deep, resonant hum that soothes all anxiety, that quiets all fear. It is the sound of your own being at peace with the universe. It is the feeling of warmth, of safety, of being held. As you drift now, in the final moments before sleep claims you completely, you can feel it. A gentle vibration in the air around you, a deep calm within you. This is the music. It is the lullaby of existence. Allow it to hold you. Allow it to soothe you. Allow its deep, peaceful rhythm to be the last thing you know as you let go completely and drift into a wonderfully deep and restorative sleep. And so, our journey comes to a gentle close. The story fades, the words dissolve, and all that is left is the lingering feeling of peace, the echo of a cosmic hum, a sense of vast, quiet space. You are floating now in the warm, safe darkness of your own comfortable bed. The symphony of the universe plays on, a silent lullaby just for you. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go. Simply rest, simply breathe, simply be. The taken hour has ended. May your sleep be deep, your dreams be peaceful, and may you awaken feeling restored, and perhaps with a new song in your heart. Good night. Sleep well.